Are you really surprised that Bitcoin continues its descent? Every single bear market, we have some kind of narrative that tries to justify why the price is headed lower. In 2022, we had FTX. In 2026, we have Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor's stretch product is now sitting at 85, well below par. Now, if you're new to this needs to be at 100 in order for him to have that excess liquidity to be able to buy Bitcoin and support the price. Now, in order to get this up, Michael Saylor needs to offer attractive yield for investors. But what happens when the yield is no longer deemed attractive enough to support the dividend? Well, Bitcoin struggles. I'm not saying that Bitcoin is dumping simply because of Michael Saylor. In fact, I'm saying the complete opposite. You will hear this narrative over the course of the next few months if Bitcoin trends lower. All I can say right now is that from a technical perspective, this is expected. We are in a bear market and Bitcoin moves lower in a bear market, even though we can get some pretty sizable relief rallies. So, what is next for Bitcoin? Right now, we are actually tapping into a critical level. If you've been following the channel, you know that I've been shorting Bitcoin across multiple accounts. I've also shorted another cryptocurrency called Tau. This one is currently up around $44,000, and I shared this in my group just a few days ago, mentioning that I was going to enter this short position, and so far we've taken $30,000 profit from this trade, as my other trades are up multiple six figures. Now, we also have this Bitcoin position, which is currently up around 23K, and we've realized around $30,000. But my next trade in this market is probably going to be a long. Yes, you heard that right. Now, to be perfectly clear before I continue the video, I am only looking for a long as a hedge in this market. What this means is, if I wasn't already in shorts, I would probably just sit on my hands and not enter a new position because, as I like to say on the channel, I am comfy in my shorts and most of my community is also comfy in their shorts. All of these positions have their stop losses at break even, so I can just sit back and relax and see what the price action does. But my next trade is going to be a long. So now that we got that out of the way, and you know that I am not a financial advisor, nothing to discuss on the channel should be construed as financial advice, let's talk about the next potential scenario and if I will decide to take it. So right now, Bitcoin has hit a key confluence zone at around $62,600. The reason why this zone is super critical is because, one, we've dropped below the anchored VWAP from the exact low at around $59,000. Two, we are currently retesting that 200-week moving average, which can act as support in a bear market. Three, if you like to draw trend lines, well, we have officially hit this trend line. And so this can act as a key confluence zone for Bitcoin. And there's more. If we take a fib from the low to the local high, what do you notice? This zone coincides perfectly with the golden pocket, which is where Bitcoin typically gets a strong reaction from. And on top of this, if we take a look at the liquidity, you know I've been covering this at length on the channel. We have grabbed a lot of that downside liquidity. Now, granted, there is still some down to around $60,000, but a lot of people have recently tried to short the Pico bottom of Bitcoin on this local rally. And so it's very interesting to see how the price reacts between these liquidity zones. Yes, there are big clusters down to around $60,000. However, I would probably look to attempt a couple of longs here simply because of my massive short positions in this market. To make it abundantly clear, yes, we are in a bear market, and yes, I think that Bitcoin will likely head lower over the course of this year, but as a trader, we need to play the probabilities. I am more than happy to risk a little bit of capital to get into a hedge long. And by the way, if you want to know when I take a new position on Bitcoin, you do have the first link in the description down below. If you scroll down here and you DM me the keyword CBM on Telegram, you'll be able to join my private group completely for free. The only requirement is that you've signed up with one of these affiliate exchange links down below and you start trading on there as you normally do. I typically recommend Bluffin or Weeks. These are my two go-tos. And so if that sounds interesting to you and you want to trade the markets bull or bear, as I've been making money on the way down and I plan to make money on the way up, join my group. It is completely free. So right now, we have started to react at this level. I'm going to keep a very close eye here. If Bitcoin manages to hold above this level, it could be a pretty interesting entry from a longing perspective, speculating also on the fact that we could be creating another higher low. So I went over all the confluence. There is a lot of confluence from this zone, and this is going to be a very, very short video. This is not a video of me telling you to long. This is a video of me telling you what I am currently looking at, and if you want to know if I've entered a position or not, you know where to find me within my community. But at this point in time, this is very interesting, and Bitcoin needs to hold this level. Otherwise, it is highly likely that we just breach those 59K lows. And what happens if I get stopped out on a long? I simply don't care, because all of my shorts will continue to make profits on the way down. That's how you want to play this market. And just to quickly touch on Michael Saylor and these recent developments, I thought it'd be important to bring this to your attention. They came out with a tweet recently and said, we have 32 years of dividend coverage through our Bitcoin reserve. This is alluding to the fact that they may be willing to sell some more Bitcoin specifically for their dividends. Now, this is worrisome, in my opinion, not because they're selling Bitcoin. Everyone can sell Bitcoin when they want. Who cares? But if you take a look at it, this was previously 71 years, not 32 years. And this guy retweeted it, and I just wanted to bring it to your attention. At current Bitcoin levels, we have 71 years of dividend coverage, assuming the price stays flat, and any Bitcoin appreciation beyond 1.41% a year fully offsets our annual dividend obligations. So when the price is moving up, this stretch product arguably is a really solid product. However, when price moves down, they really struggle, and from 71-year coverage to 32-year coverage within 7 months. So if Bitcoin continues to trend lower, the market could get a little bit shaky here with this product. I am not personally interested in Michael Saylor's product, MicroStrategy, Stretch. I would rather own the underlying asset, which is Bitcoin. And as we've discussed on the channel time and time again, I believe in Bitcoin in the long term, and I actually think that it doesn't matter whether Saylor or the US government invests in Bitcoin. Bitcoin will thrive in the future, in my opinion, of course, and that's why I plan to buy some more spot Bitcoin as we head lower. But right now, this trade setup is right in front of us. If we can hold on to this level, it will look very interesting for a new hedge long for myself in this market. And the reason I speak in these terms for myself, what I am doing, is because I try to educate you through my own positions in this market. And you have to remember that I cannot give you financial advice. But anyways, anything that I do in terms of my trades, adjustments, new positions are shared within my community if you want to join. It's the first link in the description down below. I'm just telling you right now, we have entered a very, very interesting zone for Bitcoin, speculating on a potential higher low if the June 2018 scenario is to play out. And just to give you a quick recap of that, if I scroll down here and we go to my longer term Bitcoin chart, by the way, I am looking to accumulate below current prices. I zoom out and look at June of 2018. This has been covered on the live stream at length as well, by the way. So if you like live streams too, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. We managed to chop around the lows, hold the low, and then get a significant rally into the summer. Then we chopped around a little bit more, and then we dropped further. So we swept the low at the beginning of the year. This is a possibility that you must keep on your radar. Now, can we just dump past the level like we did in 2022? Of course, that is entirely a possibility, but that's why I'm already positioned in shorts from much higher, and so is the community. So I'm gonna play my odds here and see how this price action develops. If we don't get any kind of reaction from this zone, which so far we are technically getting a little bit of a reaction, then I simply will sit on my hands and sit in my shorts. But if we can manage to hold here as support, I am more than happy to take a risk on this trade. And that sums up today's quick video. Nothing has really changed as far as my trades go. I entered a couple new shorts, making money on the way down, very comfy in those shorts, and I can simply sit back and look for a new potential longing opportunity in this market if we are to speculate that the June 2018 scenario can continue. Otherwise, Bitcoin will likely move much lower, well below that 59K low, in my opinion, of course. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Please remember that tomorrow I will be traveling, so there will be no video updates. So if you want to hear how I am personally adjusting my positions, make sure to join the community. I'll see you inside and see you in the next video.